Well, good morning. Beautiful day out here. Sun's out. Uh, Absolutely gorgeous. Good day for snowshoeing, so I wanted to take advantage of it and put on my pack basket and do a little foraging for some kindling for the wood fire. Because as usual, middle of February, I have no kindling. Firewood's all set, but anyway, um, these this is a self-improvised, before I take it off, a little self-improvised chest harness that I made out of some rawhide and a nice old brass strap that I had. And that makes, keeps it from sliding off, but you've all seen these. This is kind of the old traditional style, I think. I say traditional as far as it's narrow at the top, narrow at the bottom, and bulges in the middle, which I think is a cool, I like the style, the design. You've also seen them, they're a little taller and straight up and down. As much as I like this pack, I think the straight ones are probably easier to use. And I say that because many times, if I've got my tip-ups for ice fishing or whatever I'm doing, and I try to pull something out, because the top is narrower, things jam up. And I think with a straight side and back and front, you wouldn't really have that issue. Not that it's a big issue. But I'd like to point out how rugged these things really are, because a lot of people think, well, you know, how long will it last? It's a picnic basket. But truth is, I bought this, I hope the wind isn't blowing too bad, but I've had this 25 years, easily. I bought it back in the late 80s, early 90s. And I recently acquired these straps. And they're made by a company called Denmark Sports, made in Maine, and it says right here, Paul Bunyan Tough, so out of Bangor, Maine. So it's a nice little addition. You know, I can throw it right on there, and these things are really just great for canoeing or camping, or you can use them trapping, I guess. You can certainly use them trapping, but they're also good for foraging. Like, you know, if you want to go out, and get some kindling, a little bit of firewood. Small pieces, obviously, but anything to do. You can collect tinder. It's just kind of a neat rig, and I don't know. I kind of wish we'd see more of them in style, or coming back in style, or whatever you call it, because it's a cool old traditional pack. But I'm just going to grab some little bit of kindling and fill it up good. So I get up in the morning, I get all this stuff will, pretty much just hold a match to it, and it'll take off. Really good stuff. And it's your best friend in the morning when you're trying to light a fire, or any time of day actually, trying to light a fire. And this stuff, there's so much of this. Now granted, I got to point out, obviously I live in the Northeast, and the two good things about two of the good things, is eastern white pine and birch bark. We're blessed with it. It is a great fire builder. Nothing smells as good as pine burning on the fire. It's a great resource. I know certain parts of the country you don't have this. There are obviously other facsimiles for fire starting, but these are two great things, and we've got such an abundance of it that there's just a ton of it, and it works great. So get home from work, throw the pack basket on, pair of snowshoes, and go get some kindling. also nice to take a few big pieces while you're out here. Don't put your eye out, for God's sake. Alright, we got a nice little load of kindling. I'm going to try to sneak in a little snowshoe hike with no wind, perfect day, powder's perfect. Don't get a lot of days like this in the Northeast. It's usually frozen and miserable, and it gives you a chance to use the old traditional snowshoes, which I prefer over the modern type. Anyway. This is nice. Good exercise. I need it. Boy, I'll tell you, what a day. What a gift. I mean, beautiful sun, no wind, beautiful powder. You know, this has been a good season for snowshoes. Unfortunately, life being as involved as it is, you know, you don't get a chance to get out there and enjoy it. But, you know, when you live in a resource like this, you know, you want to use it if you get a chance. But it's good. We gotta get some kindling in the pack, and burned off a couple calories, and gonna go home and light a fire, and maybe make a cup of tea, and who knows, might get out a little later, or maybe tomorrow. It's not raining, but anyway, call it a day.